I'm delighted today to announce the appointment of Wolfgang Reinicke as the inaugural Dean of the CEU School of Public Policy and International Affairs. Congratulations, Wolfgang. This is a great moment for CEU, an exciting academic project that we are launching here that will start in September of 2011. You bring a great deal of experience to this job that's very relevant. You've had experience in the World Bank and in the academic world at Brookings and at various universities. You also bring a private sector experience, and you've been the founder of the Global Public Policy Institute in Berlin. So if you could just sort of reflect for a minute on your background and what you bring to this job.
Well, first of all, thank you very much, John, for welcoming me so warmly here to CEU. I have been to Budapest now a couple of times and met with the leadership of the university and the faculty, and all I can say at the beginning that this is a very fascinating and exciting project, and I'm eager to start in September to launch the school and build it into a first-rate international institution known for its innovative and policy approaches to critical problems. You asked me about my background. I think, as you said, I have worked in three different sectors: academia, the private sector, and then in the domain of nonprofit public policy area by founding and creating the Global Public Policy Institute and the Brookings Institution. And in essence, public policy operates in an environment in today's world that is really so different from, let's say, 2 or 3 decades ago, where really in order to understand and come up with concrete and hopefully also successful solutions to both global, national and local problems, you really have to bring with you the experience of having worked in those 3 sectors. Because as different from the world, let's say, of 1945, where states were the primary actors, both nationally and globally, in order to implement and design, if you will, public policies, today it's really those 3 set of actors, especially at the global level, but also at the national level, that have great influence and can bring great ideas and solutions to the table in developing innovative solutions to global problems.
Let's look at the actual makeup of the school. It's a very exciting interdisciplinary group of faculty who are coming into the school. Can you tell us a little bit about the disciplines that they represent and the ways in which they're going to be working together?
Well, I think one of the advantages that the school will have is precisely that it can and will take a multi- or interdisciplinary approach to public policy issues. So we have, first of all, the political science department that brings back with a very rigorous analytical background about governance issues, issues of democracy, issues of new modes of governance, even if you will, contested modes of governance. That is one issue that we will have to very closely look at, given the power shift in the global political economy. We have European and international relations that bring a lot of to the table, that work in the area of the international political economy. Again, you see the interdisciplinary dimension between economics and politics that is so important. And then we have, of course, last but certainly not least, the public policy department with the Center for Policy Studies that has very much the applied context within which public policies have to be looked at and approached. So I think by cutting across these 3 departments and hopefully being able to at least get the support from some of the other departments, including economics, environmental sciences, and the law department, I think is a fantastic combination that will allow us to develop, if you will, holistic solutions to public policy problems.
We have, as a potential partner for this enterprise, the Open Society Foundations that CEU is closely related to because of our mutual interest in the field of open society. Can you tell us a little bit about the special orientation that this school will have?
In many ways, we have a great advantage by creating partnerships and locking into this broad network of practitioners and civil society participants in a broad array of issue areas, whether it's corruption, migration, social inclusion, economic governance, development, and so on and so forth, environmental issues, to directly link into and hook up with, if you will, civil societies, practitioners of local solutions, and even bring them back to the school. because after all, what we want to do here, among other things, is also educate future leaders that have to live and work in this environment. And the more closely to a practical environment we can engage them in, the more likely they will feel comfortable and can also provide the services they are expected to do as future leaders.
Now, one final aspect, a very important, crucial element of CEU is its internationality. This university is international in a way that perhaps very few others are. It has no dominant nationality. It has students and faculty from over 100 countries, and therefore it brings to bear a kind of particular global and international perspective, although deeply rooted in Central Europe and very honored to be a Hungarian as well as an American university. Maybe you could reflect on that particular composition, unique composition of CEU as an asset for the School of Public Policy.
Sure, I'd be very happy to, because after all, even before the global power shift, if you will, it would have been useful and helpful to make sure that whatever global solutions to problems you design, if you will, you're sensitive to local individual cultures and other kinds of local dimension. And therefore, in designing a solution, I feel you have to be able to include and know about the very different approaches that different cultures in society have to public policy problems. So by being able to rely on this global both student body but also faculty, and having again the connection to the global network of the Open Society Foundations, this I would hope and I expect will allow us to develop solutions that have the sensitivity of a global approach.
Well, Wolfgang, we thank you for joining us. We all look forward to this great adventure together. Congratulations.
Thank you, John.